Yes, let's start reading the newspaper. Yes, I hope you guys are following the same phenomena to improve your communication in English and also working on it to make it better in 30 days. So, if you guys have any doubts or any queries, please let me know in the comment section that I can help you to improve your communication. I hope you guys don't have any doubts. Yes, this is the front page of today's 11 days after inhaling toxic gas in Ludhiana. Modi marks 100th episode of Man Ki Baat with nostalgia. Puram held with pomp and splendor. The erosion of hard-won labor rights. Modi calls JDS Congress B team. Get match ready in 15 to 30. What is this? Modern University campus. One student arrested. This is the second page. The city police have cracked the murder of a student on the premises of Reva University and arrested a student of the same university. Meanwhile, police are on the lookout for at least three more students, including the one who stabbed the deceased. The arrested student has been identified as Pradesh 20, studying in a second year civil engineering and a resident of Kardugodi. On Friday night, a bitter fight broke out between two groups of students while dancing during the annual college fest. And Bhaskar Jetty, 22, was stabbed to death, and his classmate Sharath was assaulted and sustained head injuries. Investigations have now revealed that the two groups of students picked up a quarrel over a trivial issue when they ran into each other during dancing around 4 p.m. Though they were separated by other students and the conflict was not resolved, they fought again around 6:30 p.m. and again at around 9:30 p.m. when Bhaskar Jetty was stamped and Sharath was assaulted. Though it was said that Sharath was assaulted on the head with an iron rod, police said he was probably injured in this couple, and they found no evidence of an iron hand rod being used. But is now arrested was like a leader of the gang of the accused students, and he was the one who picked up the fight initially. However, he was not the one who has stabbed Bhaskar Jetty. We have identified the assailant and that he is yet to be arrested. He rarely came to college and was not allowed to take examinations due to a shortage of attendance. He had come only because of the college fest, a senior police official said. Operation Kavit 125 from state reached city. It's all about the local issues and not national politics leaders. Police Commissioner reviews security in DJLD and KGL. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Singh Mann with AP candidate from Pulkeshi Nagar constituency Suresh Rathod during a road show in Bangalore on Sunday. Infrastructure rose a cry out for a resolution in the Asrali constituency. The president of the Pina Industries Association says they have been demanding a township for the industry along the lines of ELCDITE, CTA in Electron City, from milk packets to bus tickets. Voter awareness slogans Gallo in Kola. Massive traffic congestion on Bangalore-Mysore Expressway. Vehicles line up for over a kilometer. Line up for a kilometer. Pora Karmikas demand fully paid leave on May birthday. Education plus a balance of work and play. Making extracurricular activities compulsory in higher education and institutes will help students expand their mental agility and also develop skills behind the course. Youth wings of what is scramble to woo youngsters ahead of fools. First time voters in city are clear on what type of government they want. Modi ridicules JDS as B team of Congress. Every vote cast for the JDS is a vote for the Congress and will bring instability. Though they're seen as different, their hearts remain together and they increase the corruption. I am fine being a snake garland around necks of people who are like Lord Shiva to me. A slice of Mysore culture showcased at PM's roadshow. It's an election of generational shift at Shikaripura as BSY makes way for SDT 2 campaigns in Chennapatna. Congress will increase an honorarium to Hasha's Anganwadi workers Priyanka. Many injured as coal tipo rams RTC bus. Trishur Puram celebrated with splendor. Wow. Harikumpam shifted to Periyar Reserve. Let me read this article. This is people witnessing the Kadu Mattam ceremony during the Trishur Puram festivities on Sunday. Revelers packed the streets of Trishur on Sunday to soak in the festival spirit of the Trishur Puram, where religious order mingled with carnival spirit. The festival kept its promise to be picture perfect. It was religiously conservative, had highly carnival rescue more than 100 jumbos on parade, exciting rhythm of percussion, and symbols. Religious ceremonies and breathtaking fireworks were on offer. As expected, a record crowd poured into the King Kadu Maidan for the morning to savor the festival glory and thrill. It was fun with roaring crowds, hypnotic drummers and pipers, and plenty of eating and drinking. So was the wayside hawkers selling peanuts, ice cream foods, fruit and soft drinks. In spite of the declaration of a red alert, weather was pleasant throughout the day. Trishur was witnessed heavy rain till midnight on Friday, celebrated in the Malayalam month of Metha Medam. Trishur Puram signifies a symbolic meeting of 10 temples. Tiruvambadi and Paramekavu Devaswams are the main participants of the Puram. Very nice. Rain likely to continue in AP. India, its SDG pledge goal and the strategy to apply. Let me read this editorial page. Focus on the borders. India and China must end the lingering unpredictability across the LAC. Yes, let me read this editorial page. India, its pledge, goal, and the strategy to apply. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while addressing the first meeting of finance ministers and central bank governors under India's G20 presidency held on February 24 to 25, 2023, expressed concern that progress on sustainability development goals seems to be slowing down, regardless of the global progress that has been made to date. The sheer population size of India means that realizing sustainable development goals at a global scale is intrinsically tied to the success of India. There is considerable confidence in India becoming the third largest economy in the world over the next decade. However, translating this growth into progress and social and human development must be equally valued. Seen from this perspective, the Prime Minister's concern deserves immediate attention. India's progress is mixed. The SDGs framework sets targets for 231 unique indicators across 17 SDG goals related to economic development, social welfare, and environmental sustainability to be met by 2030, roughly halfway to the deadline. Where does India currently stand with regards to progress on these indicators? Are these lessons from India's recent mobilization for COVID-19 a comprehensive response that demonstrated India's ability to deliver at scale for its population? That could be adapted for the SDGs. A recent study assesses India's progress on 33 welfare indicators covering 9 SDGs and providing a mixed picture of positive and concerning trends. The good news is that India is on target to meeting 14 of the 33 SDGs, including indicators for neonatal and under 5 mortality, full vaccination, improved sanitation, and electricity access, all of which have substantially improved in the last 5 years. Unfortunately, the national on target designation doesn't apply equally across all districts. While neonatal and under 5 mortality are currently both on target for the country, 286 and 208 districts out of 707 districts respectively are not. Similarly, significant progress on access to improved sanitation excludes 129 districts that are not on course to meet this SDGs indicator. Indicators such as eliminating adolescent pregnancy, introducing multidimensional poverty, and women having bank accounts have improved across a vast majority of the districts between the year 2016 to 2016 and 2021. Of concern for 19 of the 33 SDG indicators, the current phase of improvement is not enough to meet SDG targets. Despite a national policy push for clean fuel for cooking, more than two-thirds of districts remain off target. Similarly, some 415 and 278 districts are off target for improved water and hand washing facilities, respectively. Of heightened concern are SDG indicators for women's well-being and gender inequality. No district in India has yet succeeded in eliminating the practice of girl child marriage before the legal age of 18 years. At the current phase, more than three-fourths of districts will not be able to reduce the prevalence of girl child marriage to the SDG target of 0.5% by 2030. Unsurprisingly, other critical and related indicators such as teenage pregnancy and partner violence, physical and sexual, that may be tracked back to child marriage are issues that India needs to escalate as priorities. Despite the overall expansion of mobile phone access in India, 93% of households, only 56% women report owning a mobile phone, with 567 districts remaining off target. More detailed geographical exploration of the GDSDG indicators is available. Act. Lessons from the COVID 19 approach. Designing and implementing a policy response to a pressing issue is best viewed as an optimization problem, relying on political will, responsive administration, adequate resources, and sound data. India adopted an optimization approach to the COVID 19 pandemic, and thus it was given the focus and resources necessary to succeed. There are lessons from this strategy that can inform and optimize India's approach to its SDG targets. First, strong and sustained political leadership are supported by a responsive administrative structure at all levels, from national to the district level, who was critical to the success both of India's COVID-19 vaccination program and its efficient rollout of a comprehensive relief package. This rare, nimble political administrative synergy was willing to learn and undertake course corrections in real time, creating a similar mission oriented ethos that is assessment oriented and which provides adequate support for accomplishing India's district level SDG is now urgently needed. Second, India's success with COVID 19 was largely possible both because of the existing and digital infrastructure as well as new indigenous initiatives such as the Co-Win data platform and the Arogya Setu application. Following these examples, India must put in place a coordinated public data platform for population health management by consolidating its many siloed platforms into an integrated digital source for district administrators as well as state and national policymakers. Finally, a targeted SDG strategy delivered at scale must be executed within the same timelines of India's COVID 19 relief package. As early as March 2020, the Government of India had put in place the 1.707 lakh crore Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, later augmented to nearly 6.29 lakh crore, which included the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana 3.91 lakh crore until December 2022, covering 800 million people. Key to this relief program was a mix of spending to provide direct in kind of and economic support as well as measures aimed at revitalizing the economy, small businesses, and agriculture. This was critical in blunting the adverse effects of COVID 19, especially for vulnerable and the socio-economically disadvantaged groups. It also measurably demonstrated the value of a proactive government supported program specifically aimed at improving people's well being. A decadal plan. India needs to innovate a new policy path in order to meet the aspirations of its people in the decade ahead. There is no historical precedence for a democratic and economically open nation on how to deliver the development to a billion plus people in a manner that is healthy and sustainable. In successfully delivering a real-time response to the COVID-19 pandemic, India has proved that it is possible to deliver at scale in such an ambitious and comprehensive manner. To succeed in meeting its SDG targets, especially those related to population health and well-being, basic equality infrastructure, and gender equality, a similar concerted, pioneering, and nationwide effort would be the need of the hour. It's about the progress of the government. So let me read the next. Tread a new path, one that prioritizes social justice. May is widely known as Labor Day, a day when we celebrate the contribution of workers worldwide. It is a moment for pride, celebration, and hope. 3 years after the COVID 19 crisis followed by inflation, conflict, and food and supply and fuel supply shocks. We badly need this, but the promises of renewal made during the pandemic are building back better. have so far not been delivered for the great majority of workers worldwide, reverse the hard reality mistrust. Globally, real wages have fallen, poverty is rising, and inequality seems more entrenched than ever. Enterprises have been hard hit. Many could not cope with the cumulative effects of recent unexpected events. Small and micro enterprises were particularly affected, and many have ceased operations. People feel that the sacrifices they made to get through COVID 19 have not been recognized, let alone rewarded. Their voices are not being heard clearly enough. These, combined with the perceived lack of opportunities, has created a disturbing level of mistrust. It doesn't have to be like this. We are still the masters of our fate, but if we are to shape a new, more stable and equitable world, we must choose a different path, one that prioritizes social justice. I believe this is not only doable but also essential for a sustainable and stable future. So, how do we get there? First and foremost, our policies and actions must be human centered to allow people to pursue both their material well being and their spiritual development in conditions of freedom and dignity, economic security, and equal opportunity. This approach is not new, it was set out and agreed in the aftermath of the Second World War when the International Labour Organization's international membership signed the Declaration of Philadelphia in 1944 focusing on decent work. This visionary document set out guiding principles for our economic and social systems that they should not be tied exclusively to hitting specific growth rates or other statistical targets, but to address human needs and aspirations. This means focusing on inequality, poverty alleviation, and core social protection. The most effective way to do this is by providing quality jobs so that people can support themselves and build their own futures. And decent work for all and sustainable development goal 8 terms it. It means realistically addressing the long term structural transformations of our time, ensuring that the new technology creates and supports employment, proactively facing the challenges of climate change and ensuring our we have for the jobs, skills training and training support necessary for workers and businesses to benefit from the new low carbon era, treating demographic changes as a divide rather than a problem, with supporting actions on skills, migration, and social protection to create more cohesive and resilient societies. We also need to reassess and refashion the architecture of our social and economic systems so that they support this change of course towards social justice rather than continuing to channel us into a policy doom loop of inequality and instability. We must reinvigorate labor institutions and organizations so that social dialogue is effective and vigorous. We must review laws and regulations affecting the world of work so that they are relevant and up to date and able to protect workers and support sustainable businesses. Create a global platform. To make all this happen, we need to recommit to international cooperation and solidarity. We must enhance our efforts and create a greater policy and coherence, particularly within the multilateral system. As the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonia Guterres, calls it, this is why we need a global coalition for social justice. This coalition will create a platform to bring together a broad range of international bodies and stakeholders. It will position social justice as the keystone of the global recovery so that it is prioritized in national, regional, and global policies and actions. In sum, it will ensure that our future is human centered. We have the chance to reshape the world we live in economically, socially, and environmentally. Let us take this opportunity and move forward to build the equitable and resilient societies that can underpin lasting peace and social justice. So it is very nice about the National Labor Day, and I wish you. I forget to wish you guys. I wish you everyone International Labor Day. And this was the tutorial page. And let me see this. Desperate for justice, wrestling needs to be rescued from its feudal culture of exploitation. The erosion of hard-won labor rights, looking to gain a toehold outside Telangana. The erosion of hard-won labor rights. This is next its boom time in the Indian Premier League. More put grams imports buffer stock depleted. 229 more Indians reach home from war-torn Sudan. Rajana to hand over patrols with a landing craft to Maldives. 11 dead after inhaling toxic gas in Ludhiana. PM marks 100th episode of Man Ki Baat. IRDA asks insurance firms to lay down social media rules. Gujarat continues to witness deaths of manual scavengers despite ban. Investments drop in Haryana amid rising concerns over employment law. Kerala story a product hub sang for Riva's factory of lies, says Pinarayi Vijayan. DGC issues notice to CEO safety chief of Air India. Getting justice here will be bigger than winning an Asiad medal. Gujarat. The wrestlers are running out of time for Asian Games trials but insist their fight is for a bigger cause. Samyukta Kisan Morcha extends support to the grapplers cause for stuff WFI chief. Protesters are toys in hands of opposition, says WFI chief. Disturbing silence over wrestlers plea to prosecute police officers for FIR delay. Future CM of Maharashtra will be from the NCP. Head of 2044 as LS force CPI to look at state specific strategy. Congress targets 100th episode of Man Ki Baat. Samyukt Kisan Morcha to hold protest in May and on its pretending demands. Senior tribal leader from Chhattisgarh quit BJP. BSP gave proper representation to Muslims. Mayavati. Multi-member constituencies aim thing of the worst. Why King Mekwa? We want to merge as kings. Former Prime Minister Anjan Thadal Patriarch SD Devegowda denies that his party has any tacit understanding with the BJP or Congress. He argues that a regional party will prioritize Karnataka's interests and the JDS can be trusted to keep its poll promises. He has no reservations about an anti-BJP alliance in the run-up to the 2024 Lok Sabha election. Shone of silicon sheen in the rough and Tambala politics. Modi clients credit for revival of toy industry. Term and consensual. Poll opens in Paraguay election with Taiwan ties in the banners. Philippines president travels to US to bolster ties amid China tensions. Iran MPs remove industry ministers over rising prices. Economic crunch. Citizens of Uzbekistan vote on reforms to strengthen president. Sudan truce extended for 72 more hours as battle rages. 4 killed in Ukrainian strike on Russian village. Russian army replaces its commander of logistics. Pak shouldn't Hafiz rest Ministers tells PM in a leaked document. Six school students shot during house party in Mississippi. This is very bad incident is happened in Mississippi. In another incident, two men were killed and a third person wounded doing a shoot in Seattle Park. Wounded, fractured. In a past in Syria, Iran's Ibrahim Raisi to visit Damascus on Wednesday. Money wise, market timing, and an active decision. Cooling off after being overbought. Why homemakers should secure dependents' future since their contributions is not counterbalanced with compensation homemakers have been left out of the production umbrella of independent team insurance and until recently. Fleming asserts Dhoni has not said anything about retirement. There were probably a few areas where we let ourselves down. When you break a partnership after often the floodgates open, Badani Conway joined third fastest to 5,000 runs in 2020 cricket. Simran Livingstone to the star turn for PBKS. This is about the sports page. David's lost late Hazard takes my home. This was a splendid century goes in vain for RR. LSG hopes to set right home record as it takes on LCB. Goes in vain for RR. Ding Liran crowned king of watches. Gritty Sadvik Chirag duo rallies to create history. German's third consecutive time drives Pakistan to victory. Qualifier Naghal wins Rome Challenger. Praje beats Verstappen to the top spot in Baku. Mixed skate gold for Miraj and Janamat at Cairo WC. Although Fall has 17th meet on his mind as he heads for the Doha Diamond League. Fine portfolio investments in India. Indian equity markets in April. The candidates who got a perfect score in JW Man. The seizures made by enforcement agencies in Karnataka, migrant bodies wash up fund and Tunisia's cost is in under 2 weeks. The death toll for civilians in Sudan rises above 400. Stray dogs and food waste management. Is there a connection between an increasing urban stray dog population and how waste is generated, collected, and managed? Has there also been a rise in urban solid waste? What role can equitable housing and sanitation policies play? How is India managing the stray dog problem? The product protests against the refinery project in Maharashtra. What is the Ram Ratnagiri refinery and petrochemicals project? Is it going to harm the coastal Konkan region? Don't know. How hate speech and conspiracies are thriving on Elon Musk's Twitter. How hate speech thriving on Elon Musk's Twitter. There are fears that Twitter no longer has the resources at the stop it needs to adequately combat illegal conduct, spam, criminal content, and misinformation is not just English but other languages. Other global languages. Yes, the Ponniyin Selvan too. The second part of the Muniratnam magnum opus off screens in theaters. A look at the some trivia related to the original novel by Kalki R. Krishnamurti. These peddlers are selling fake tickets. So you are blocking up the wrong tree if you think you will get anything authentic from here. Yes, guys, I hope you guys read the. If you think it is very important, please read this article. I don't think it is not important for the point of examinations, and please read the newspaper up to 40 minutes to 1 2 hours. It would be very important to improve your communication each and every day. So, and also read loudly. It would make you something very different in your voice, like in tone. So and it will make it louder while talking with someone, while making conversations with your colleagues, neighbors, or with your friends. So I hope you would follow the same tactics which I have really revealed in the first in the last videos. So I hope you guys follow the same, and I'm going to hand this today's sessions. So please subscribe to my channel, like and comment, guys. See you in the upcoming videos. Bye bye. Take care. Have a great day.